tell you one of my biggest pet peeves as a dating coach. It's when I get a message from one of you sexy single ladies who says that they're head over heels in love, only to find out that they've actually met the guy like twice, and one of them was on FaceTime because he lives like 6 hours away. That is not love. There's something that happens in the early stages of a relationship, and this is a mixture of dopamine and norepinephrine and all these love chemicals that are flowing through your veins that make you think that you are in love, but in reality, you're just in lust. So I'm going to clear some of this up a little bit. So this video outlines the 7 signs that you are actually falling in love with a person. Keep watching. Hey there, Adam Littleche from sexyconfidence.com, where I help you create your love story. And this video is all about love. Now, I personally have fallen in lust before, and I know what it's like to be confused with being in lust versus being in love. If you've also been confused at some point in your life, leave a comment there below. So let's dive into these 7 signs that you're actually in love with the person. Number 1 is that you love them at their ugliest. Now, when I say the word ugly, I mean both physically, when someone just looks like and also emotionally. Bad things sometimes happen in life, and sometimes we are just either hungry or we're tired, and we can be just cranky monsters, whatever it is. If someone still loves you, or you still love someone when they are at their emotionally most ugliest moment, then you realize that there's been some real bonding that's taken place, and chances are you are truly starting to fall in love with them. Number 2 is you accept them for their really annoying quirks. This happens around month 3 or 4 of a relationship. You just start to notice really weird, quirky about the person you're dating. And we all have weird, annoying quirks. I'm certainly full of them. I am a snorer. I leave the toilet seat up. I have a lot of things that I do that are quirky. But I will say I am fairly confident that Jessica still loves me, even though I have these quirks. And she better love me because we're getting married next year. Sign number 3 is that you will do anything for them. There comes a time in a relationship where you get to a point where they can ask you to do anything. And you would be more than happy to do that because you've created this relationship where you will put all of your emotional energy into them and they will do the same for you, thus making both of you better off by being in this relationship. Number 4 is you want to be with them even without the butterflies in the stomach. Sadly, I hate to say it, but once the new love phase is over, the butterflies kind of go away in some way, shape, or form. Once you've been with someone for 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years, the butterflies just go away. I mean, my parents have been married for 40 years. They don't get butterflies for each other. It's a sad reality of relationships. But what replaces the butterflies is a really strong bond that is stronger than any kind of new love feeling. And you want to be with that person. And when they're away, you kind of feel lost. Like you legitimately feel like your better half is gone. And without them, you are just completely lost. You don't know what to do with yourself. Number 5 is you enjoy being with them in the most just mundane situations. As you get older, life just gets a little bit more boring. You're no longer going to keg parties, playing beer pong, and staying up till 5 a.m. every single night. Life just slows down a little bit. But I would say a sign of true love is when you can spend time with a person and it can just be a lazy Saturday, sitting at a park bench, just staring off, and you're happy. You're just happy with that person because you feel connected to them. Number 6 is that you're not constantly torn about whether or not you should be with that person. Love, I think, brings a certain level of certainty to a relationship. And now it doesn't mean you don't sometimes question what you're doing in life. I think that's natural and that's normal. And people with more anxiety tend to have more uncertainty because their brain just works so fast. But with that said, generally speaking, you are not torn whether or not you should be with that person. You're not constantly have this really strong inner conflict saying you got to get out of it, and then you say no, I got to be in it. You're sure of it. And the longer you stay with someone, that should become more certain, not less certain. Okay? So if you're finding you're getting less and less certain the longer you're staying with that person, it's not a good sign that you're actually in love with them. And quite frankly, there's something inside of you telling this probably isn't the right fit. Finally, number 7 is that your deal breakers are suddenly no longer deal breakers. I hear this all the time. Women will say, oh, I'll never marry a guy with kids, and then they meet a guy who happens to have children, but they are so in love that that's no longer a deal breaker. Or a devout Christian will say, oh, he's got to be a devout Christian or else I will never marry him. Meets a guy and he ends up being an atheist, but she says, I love him so much, I'm gonna go for it. In my experience, a lot of people, when they do finally fall in love, do look past some of their deal breakers because they realize no one you meet is going to be perfect. No one you meet is going to have every single thing you ever wanted. And in fact, once you get into that relationship, there are going to be some things that you never even knew you wanted until you saw it in that person. And that's what love is. It's an imperfect feeling, it's an imperfect emotion, but in reality, it makes you feel whole. So if you are ready to find love, but you haven't found it yet, comment right there below on this video or on this blog post and say, I am ready. And if you want, you can join my free training where I'm gonna help you meet the man that you really want, get a man to miss you and commit to you and only you. And you'll see the link to the training right there below or anywhere on this video. This is a very, very special training that I'm giving to you for free where you can access step-by-step strategies to being able to get a guy to commit to you and only you. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube for more videos just like this every single week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you, you sexy single lady, next week. Bye-bye.